those joints, they don't want to move very much here. Let's go from here. So I know we've had that back issue. Obviously, that's been a chronic thing going on, but you also mentioned we have some issues up on the top as well.
Yeah, it's always pretty tight.
Okay.
You know, you get injuries and things like that, but I've never had anything big that really like slowed me down.
Right.
It wasn't until I hit 30 where I was just like, oh, that doesn't feel normal. You know, like, oh, you know, I gotta stretch a little bit now. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
But as far as my body in general, I've never been real limber. I've always had problems like stretching or, you know, being flexible.
So just feeling like a little real stiff.
Yeah.
Not real limber. Yeah, well, I mean, the amount of stress that you have on your lower back, I mean, that stuff develops over the years, right? And especially, you know, I kind of liken it to, you know, when you're driving your car and your wheels are out of alignment, and you may not notice it right away, but over the years of wear and tear and just keeps going on and going on it, then you start getting some abnormal wheel alignment on there, and then the wheels kind of wear out a lot quicker. But that lower back, man, we got some things going on there. Yeah, those joints, they don't want to move very much here, especially the S1 right there. That's where it just locks up right there. Yeah, so that T3 is where it kind of leans over to this side right there. Here's your T8, 7, T8, and then 9. Any soreness with those ones?
More like the 8, 9.
So yeah, so that's that area, that mid-back where you're leaning over to the side and then it tries to kink back over to try to get your head over your pelvis. So that's probably the one we're going to probably work on the most, is that T8, T9 area. Alright, let's get you going here. So we're going to start off with your neck. We'll go to your lower back and we'll end with your mid-back, okay? And all I need you to do is you relax your right shoulder. I'm just going to push that joint forward just like that, okay? Good, relax in there. And just look up a little bit. Alright, so this is going to be your tailbone or your sacrum right here. Let's get this one over here pretty good for you. We're just a little bit perfect right there. Just relaxing that back. Good. Good. Good, good, good. Felt that one?
Yeah.
Good. Come on up. Alright. Now this one, I want your shoulders nice and relaxed. So you're going to actually bring your hands down to the floor. Just lay them palms facing up. There you go. Alright, so you're going to take a deep breath. All the way out. Let it go. Right there. Good. Good adjustments, man. Good. Alright, man.
Crackage.
Yeah. Let's have this see quite a bit. So now the time is for us to take a look and see how that's progressing. Alright. How you feeling, man? Any soreness in that?
Yeah, it's a little sore.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because this joint's been shifting over like this, and it's kind of been having some issues there. Especially when we start working on that, you can feel a little tightness with that. Sometimes people feel real loose, but just
I mean it does. I mean it feels loose, like right here. It's just more like on the middle back right
just
there.
Adjust on that back. Yeah.
But like the neck feels good and stuff.
Good, good, good. Good stuff.
Yeah, the shoulders feel a little bit less tense as well.
Good. Oh man, that's looking really good already. So this is you, man. So what we did, again, that joint, that disc space, it's worn out quite a bit, probably more than half of what it should be. And so the one that we worked on is that tailbone, and especially as your sacrum, as it misaligns, it's going to shift back, and it's going to create this disc to become very flat. So we're pushing that joint forward because it should be a lot more in terms of the dipping of that joint. And as that goes forward, it should create a little more stability in that lower back there. Now that T8, that's the one right over here where it's shifting over to that side. So hopefully as we straighten that up, that's going to give a lot more pressure off of that joint to get you closer to the center. Okay. And then again, you lost that curve, so we worked on that C7 down here, pushing that joint forward, so we start developing a little more curvature. So hopefully that's going to help a lot. Again, you might feel some soreness with that, and if you do, make sure you're icing. The more that you're running, especially on concrete, because as you're running on like a really hard surface, there's not as much give. You can wear some really nice shoes, and they make a bunch of shoes for running and stuff like that. So I would look into some of that stuff, and I'm sure you're probably well aware, just because your running history, you probably know a lot of stuff about the shoes. So that still can be a good thing, but in terms of the longer distances, if you're running on the pavement, it does put a lot more wear and tear, not just on your back, but also on the knees and on the ankles and stuff. So the thing I would say is, running you could still do. I would just kind of make it more in moderation, right?
Okay.
You're not going to go for like a marathon and stuff like that. The other thing is too is possible like trail running, stuff like that might be a little bit better, even though there's a little more instability because it's going up and down and kind of doing all this stuff.
It gives a little
it's a little more give than concrete. Okay, so yeah, so I recommend keeping up the running, but just kind of bringing it down a little bit. So especially in the first couple of weeks, I would actually take a step back a little bit more. I always tell people if 100% is your intensity level, within the next couple of weeks, try to go down to about 70%.